Welcome back, data leaders, Python learners, and SQL learners to Insight Builder channel. Mastering Postgres, setup to data modeling, a practical guide for moving data from Kaggle to Postgres database. Your Postgres database that is in the Google, in the cloud service, the real free database server. We are going to install Postgres on your EC2 machine on AWS. This process that I'm going to follow will be very similar to other cloud services also, like Azure or Google. I am not going to take up separate videos on that at this moment. However, there will be similar kind of a process there also. So there will be compute services like EC2, that is Elastic Cloud Compute. That will be there in the other cloud services. You can use a similar process. What, based on the earlier video, the introduction video that I had shared, I'll be tagging that video here. As I shared in the introduction video, the data stays inside the server. It is stagnant. Now you need to move the data from that server to a different server. How are you going to do that? You have to use the programming language as the pump or the motor. In order to move the data, you need to select the data first. That selection process, the data that you want to move that you are selecting, that will be done by the Postgres database. But what the server is going to do? See, server at the end of the day is going to store the data that you are going to give it in such a way that it is easy for anybody with SQL knowledge to select it. This knowledge is what you are after. Okay, so now we are going to set up the platform for mastering that knowledge. Clear? I hope that based on the last video, you already got your AWS account, free account ready. You have ensured that you have set the budget. If not, please do set the budget, or else your cost is going to skyrocket suddenly. And then you are ready to log into IAM account in the AWS interface. After that, next step is we are going to create a key pair, and then we are going to create a Ubuntu EC2 instance. So I will just show you, it's just a matter of clicking it, and then we will start installing Postgres and we will start changing settings, and we will connect and enjoy the Postgres database server. But in the middle, we will also do a couple of things where you will be astonished at the power of the Chrome, the browser. Actually, EC2 instance, you can directly interact, as I promised in the earlier video, that you can interact with the Postgres server from the browser itself. So why wait? Let us start. Let us go to the Internet Explorer, and you can look at my other playlists in my channel where I discuss about the Python, and also I discuss about ChatGPT. You can take a look at it. You will find something interesting. Let us go to AWS EC2 AWS homepage. You will have a AWS homepage that will be very similar to this. If you are using any other cloud services, go to the respective dashboard area where you have to, you may not have this. So you have to search for EC2, and then you have to select EC2 here. So click here, or you can make it as a favorite. So it will get favorited here. So I will click EC2, and it will go to the EC2 instance location where all the instances can be created and managed. So we are going to start administering the EC2 instance first. Okay, but it will not take a lot of time. So let us see how fast we can administer. Okay, let us zoom in a bit and let us close this. Before we administer, we have to generate key pair. Okay, so what you need to do is click on this. I'll be using shortcut keys extensively. Okay, and I also request you guys to give some thought about learning to use shortcut keys, because it will make your life way more easier. Okay, in this case, I clicked Control key down, and I pressed Control key down in my keyboard, and then I pressed the key pairs. It actually opened a new tab here. So I'll be going to the new tab. So this is a new tab where key pairs is there, and you can say create key pair. Once you click create key pair, it will open a new window. In that, give the key pair name. I am expecting that you are using Linux machine. Okay, if you are not using Linux machine, then you should select PPK, and you need to connect through PuTTY from your Windows laptop or a server. Okay, that is important. The rest of the things you have to give the key pair name, but in case of Linux, you have to select PM. I'll be using Linux only, so I'll be using PM only. and then create the key pair. So once you click it, it will ask you to save the key pair. Do save it. Okay, save it and keep it aside. Now I will close this window. I am back in the instances window. Click on the instances, and there you have to launch a new instance. Once you launch a new instance, you need to select the Ubuntu. You have to give a name to it, and you have to select the, let us say, Postgres DB. Once you select that, once you give the name, after that you need to select the OS, operating system. Select Ubuntu. The reason Ubuntu being selected is that it is extremely easy to manage. Okay, not tough for beginners. So that's the reason. Don't use Amazon Linux. It's actually has its own quirks. It is based on I think OpenSUSE. OpenSUSE is extremely secure. Okay, Fedora and Red Hat all are okay. OpenSUSE is part of Red Hat, and I think it is what I'm saying is correct. So first Red Hat came, and then OpenSUSE got forked from it, and then from OpenSUSE Fedora got forked. I think that is the history. But anyway, so the point here is that select the t2.micro free tier. So this is free tier eligible, so you will not be charged for this. So it's just 1 GB of memory. So keep this in mind. This is just 1 GB of memory. It's not very fast. However, we can still install DB server on this, Postgres SQL server on this. And here you need to select the key pair that you created. So here I have 3 key pairs. I will be using Sunday PM. And give a name that is very memorable, guys. Okay, I like Sunday. So, and then comes the network settings. In this case, since you are a beginner, do not, okay, select create security group. Okay, if you select create security group, what will happen is the AWS itself will do the security group creation for you. You don't need to do anything. So let it handle it. Okay. And allow SSH traffic, this is required so that you can use this key that you used and connect to the server. It will be required later. Okay, and it will allow all the IP addresses from anywhere on the world to this particular EC2 instance. So don't worry about that you are allowing everybody to connect to it. Nothing is going to happen, because you will be anyway deleting the EC2 instance once you understand how to install. So that is the purpose of installing it in the virtual machines like EC2. You can install it again also, right? All it takes is just clicking it. 8 GB is sufficient. You don't need more than that. Don't change anything in advanced, or don't change anything in summary, just launching things. And once the instance launches, it will do the creating the security groups for you. It will do everything, and it will also provide the connection link from which you can connect. So like this, it will come. It will say success succeeded, and then you can connect to instance. Click on that. It will open a separate window. Let me go to this page again. The another window is opening, but click on the instances for a moment. Here you will see that new instance has been created and instance state is still in pending. Okay, select this particular checkbox. Once you select that, in the bottom you will see that there are, if you click arrow, you will see there are additional information here. Okay, let me zoom out a bit so that it will be easier for you guys to check what is going on. So here what is happening is this instance has got a public IPv4 DNS. So this is how you need to connect with the instance. So this is the host name that is available for this instance from the entire internet. Okay, this is this host name only you have to use. I told you that we can connect to this instance from anywhere in the internet, because it is already in the internet, right? It is in the cloud. So anyway, copy this and keep it in the clipboard. In the security, if you come into the security, you will see that the new security group has been created. Okay, so what you can either come here, or you can see this security group, launch wizard 6. So click on that. It will open the security group. The security group is basically a firewall. Okay, it actually allows certain ports and certain IP addresses only. Currently it is allowing 22 from all the IP addresses. What we are going to do is we are going to edit the inbound rules. This is required because we want to connect to Postgres also in the future. So this will allow to connect SSH, but we want Postgres also. So I want to provide this information right now. The port is 5432. Okay, and the IP is again 0000. Let anybody connect. Okay, anyway, the instance will not be there, right? So save the rules. This is the first and foremost step. You need to ensure that it's complete. Now that the important point is out of the way, we have got the instance, we have got the key pair. There is one more step we need to do before we connect to do the SSH into the instance, but we have an easier way to get access to the Ubuntu instance. Okay, this is what I was telling. All you need to do is, this is the instance dashboard page, but already the another page had opened from once the instance has completed, right? The new page for connect to instance opened. So in that EC2 instance connect, the IP address, the instance ID, everything is provided. All you need to do is just connect. Okay, the moment you click on connect, what will happen is this window will be still there, but you will get a new tab. In the new tab, the Ubuntu Linux terminal will open. So from this terminal, you can do a lot of magic. So we are going to do some magic now with the Ubuntu. It is establishing connection, so it will take a second. Yeah, it has done the establishment, and you will see that how much is getting used, how many users are logged in. Actually 0, because you are the root user. Root users are not considered as actually regular users. Regular users, Linux can have hundreds, even millions of users if it is required. So it all depends on the RAM, the database, what is that called, the space availability on the hard disk, etc. You can have any number of users you want in Linux, unlike Windows. However, now we are inside this guy. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, so there was some challenges with the display, so I corrected it right now. After this, you are having this IP and you are the root user here. Okay, you can ask, who am I? Sorry, who am I? Okay, it will say Ubuntu. So you are the root actually. Next, what you are going to do is you are going to do the first thing, sudo apt update, and you are going to do sudo apt upgrade, and you are going to give the switch y. So this will ensure that you are not further questioned and the system will do everything. This is the first command you need to give. Okay, so even if you are not aware of how to use Linux, just follow the commands, and most of, I mean 99.99% you will not get stuck, because most of the basic platforms are same, right? So you're using Ubuntu Linux and the commands are same, until unless you see this video quite a long time after, probably the commands might have changed, but apart from that, the output will be same. Let me get back to you in a couple of minutes once it is ready. So once the basic upgrade is done, you will be getting this kind of a tab, this kind of a warning that pending kernel upgrade. So you have to just press the space bar on your keyboard. Okay, it will continue, and after that again it will ask for the update. If you just scroll down a bit, right, so you have to say, okay, I am going to make this little more visible to everybody. So you have to, if I make it smaller, you will see that it is saying okay. So click on okay, and the actual server has been updated fully. So this is how you have to start the update. Now let us zoom in a bit again so that it will be visible for you. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. Yeah, I hope now it is better visibility. Next, the upgrade has been done. Next, what we are going to do is we are going to say sudo apt install. Sudo is meaning super user do. Install Postgres SQL. This is what I was telling in the last video. If you have seen, I told that you have to use 3 words. Okay, apt install Postgres. Sudo is I mean, it's a common word where you give super user power to the installer. So all you need to do is press this command and press enter. It will ask for approval. Just say yes. If you don't want to give this approval, you can give a switch at the beginning, like y. I gave a hyphen y, right? If you give that, it will install. So it will install and complete in a matter of seconds, and the PostgreSQL server will be ready. This is in after 2 minutes, 2 more seconds, you will be able to log into Postgres database from the browser itself. As I was telling, you have to again say tab, and you have to press tab here and press space. Okay, so it is basically asking you to restart the server. So we will restart it after some time. Now that you are back at the prompt, this is called as Linux prompt. In this prompt, what you are going to do is you are going to say sudo u is for user, Postgres is the username, and you are going to use the command line application for logging into Postgres database. Now press enter. Immediately, that is the Postgres database. As I told you, in less than 15 minutes, if you have all the setup ready with you, like AWS account, just let me go back to the presentation. So if you have the AWS account, if you have the setup budget, login IAM account, if you have all this, even you don't need this keypad, right? This is green because it's optional. You have to create the installer and get the Postgres installed. It will take less than 15 minutes. And that's why I was explaining to you, or else it will take any less than 5 minutes. And it can be automated, guys. So there will be a separate series of videos I will make where I will automate all this process. Okay, so stay tuned for that. And I will be using Python for all the automation. And the videos, this series of videos is linked with the, let me go back to the, this series of videos is actually linked with learn to data engineer and problem solve, and also SQL mastery. See, what happens is that there is, the data engineering is a very big area, ecosystem. And in that, we need to work on each and every part of it. So as I explained, that Python is basically the pump or the motor of the data movement, and SQL server is the tank. And the SQL query language, for that matter, where is the presentation? Just a minute. The SQL query language is basically the like Postgres, or the query language that we are using is the process of selecting the data. It actually helps you in selecting the data. So if you understand this analogy very well, right, then you will be able to work with SQL in a very easy fashion. Or else what will happen is you will miss some of the basic logic. So that is the point. So now let us go back to the presentation. Let us go back to the instance. Okay, let us start working with the basic of database. So first and foremost, to list the databases, so you have to use /l, so it will list the database. Second, to list the table, you have to use /d. Okay, it will list the tables. There is no tables right now. Third, we have to create database. This is a database server. Okay, inside the database server, you will have databases. Okay, inside the databases, you will have tables. Inside the tables, you will have rows. This is how the hierarchy is. This is very similar to how our file system works in Windows or in Linux. However, the way it queries the file system is different. So that is why the Postgres database server is different from your Linux operating system. So what I want you to clearly understand is that Postgres, that the way we installed it, is basically creating a different kind of a file system inside your operating system. Okay, and if you, as we go further into this video, you will also see that what is going to happen. Okay, give me a little time. Let me start with database creation. So first and foremost, I want to keep the video within 30 minutes. So let us create the database, and the database name is newdb. Why not? Okay, let us create the database, and we are going to connect to the database. But I missed a very important point. The important point is that you should actually set the password. The reason why you should do this is, I actually got into the database by using this command, sudo user Postgres. This way of doing sudo into any of the application in Linux is not permissible. It is considered very insecure. Okay, do not ever do this in your own laptop or in any of the servers. You will get, they will say, okay, you should not do this. So don't do that. So use password, give an easy password. I'm giving 1234. I'm telling you the password. Okay, why? Because I'm anyway going to shut down this instance in a couple of minutes after I complete this course. I am going to say quit, and I'm going to come out. Now, earlier I used this command. I use sudo u postgres, right? Now I have already set the password, so I can use psql u postgres h for localhost. Okay, I'm inside the Ubuntu server. I'm inside the server and I can use localhost. But if I'm outside, okay, for an example, if I'm in terminal, this is my terminal, okay, this is my Windows terminal, and if I'm here, then I cannot use the localhost. So in this case, what I will do is I will use psql user postgres h, and I will use the server, the host name that I got from the instance page, right? I got it from there. So from there, that I will be using. So let me go back to the, so this instance, where it is. Let me go back. So if you click on the instance, you will see that instance page, this page I showed you earlier. So if you scroll down a bit, I think it's in security, click on details, scroll down a bit, you will see this is the same address that I am using here. So that is the same address I am using here. Okay. Let us go back to the Internet Explorer. Okay, I think I got logged out here. That's okay. Okay, so I got logged out. Just a minute, I will get back. And I'm back. So I'll be using psql user postgres, h is localhost, and I will use this flag w. So this will ask for the password now. Okay, so once I enter, it will ask for the password. I will give 1234. And I am inside the database. Now there is a different way to also connect. So when I actually use the connection, I can say the database I want to connect. So my database is new DB, right? So give the database name also. That is where you want to connect. So give that. So it will ask for the password, give the password. And now you will directly connect to new database, or else you will connect to Postgres first, and then you need to again use connection. In order to change the connection to a new database, you have to use this and now say Postgres. So it will connect to Postgres again. So see, it will connect to Postgres. So if you switch to new database, it will switch to new database. Okay, so it will switch like this. This is how you do it. Now you are in the new database. Now we are going to create table. We have created the database. We are going to create the table. The table name is, you guessed it, new table. Okay, how simple it is. Okay, what is wrong? Okay, just a minute. The error here is that when you are going to create a table, I just cannot complete it like that. I need to do other things. I need to give the column name. The column name is going to be name ID. Okay, let us make it little more interesting. And the name is going to be full name. Okay, I'm going to say full name varchar. You see that whenever I am creating using SQL related syntax or variables or functions, these are all SQL related data types that I am using here. So I will be using caps, that is uppercase, and the variables that I am providing for my own purposes for creating the table name, etc., I will be using lowercase. This is a general process that is followed in the SQL domain. So let us enter. Now the table will get created. Okay, the next is we have to insert into table. Insert into table. Insert into table, new table. Sorry, just a minute. Insert into new table, and I have to just give the full name. So I say full name, and I press tab. Most of the time we can use tab in Linux, it will work properly, and you say values, and you start giving the values. You say Superman, and the next is going to be, yeah, you guessed it, Batman. Okay, you can make mistakes, it's all right. We are going to anyway delete the database, delete the table and the database. Wonder, oh, Flash, I like him also. And then Iron Man. Okay, and then you give a semicolon. Always end the SQL query with a semicolon. Then we have got inserted 4 variables, 4 data rows into the table. So let us say select star from table. You don't need to say table, actually. You have to say just give the table name and you give a semicolon, and there you go. You have got all the names of the superhumans, and the IDs have got updated by itself because it is a serial. Okay, as I was explaining to you, that you have got the access to the database, and that too through the browser itself, and you can play whatever you want here. And the challenge will come when you want to send the data to this database server. So how are you going to send the data? We have 2 ways. Okay, either you get a connectivity through a programming language and send the data through the programming language by using the libraries. The another way is that using SSH, you take the connection of this database server to your terminal, like how I showed you, to your terminal, and work from there. Okay, what I'm planning is that I will be first showing you this, that first of all connecting from your terminal to that particular to this database. Okay, that will be in the next video. So this video is considerably long, so in the next video I'll be showing that. But in the meantime, I want you to try this. Okay, keep this in mind, that exit out. So you have to first of all delete the let us drop the tables. You have done the activity, right? Let us say drop database. Always clean up. Okay, keep the environment with that you are even this is your own instance, so keep it clean. So you might have to reuse it, right? Drop database and you say new DB, and it will drop the table together. So you can actually say cascade. So what will happen is whatever is there inside the database will get dropped automatically. Oh, just a minute. I think it is not required. Cascade is not required, I suppose. Oh, the issue is different. So you have to connect to Postgres database, and then I have to drop the database. So now it drops, and then you can exit from the database. So we have seen the entire process where we got ourselves a database server, and we have already set up our database server in such a way that we can connect to the EC2 instance. Okay, next what we are going to do is we need to do a couple of things. We need to go to the terminal. I think we can complete in this video. So we will go to this terminal and we will complete the connection from the terminal also. So what you need to do is, you already have the, let us go to the terminal. You already have the okay, in my terminal you see there are 2 sections. One is at the top, one is at the bottom. So I'll be using the bottom to show the files that is necessary, and at the top I will be working on the working with the database servers. Okay, keep this in mind. So this is my home directory. I will not be showing the entire home directory because it has lots of information in that. So inside this home directory, I already have a file called Sunday PEM. The PEM file that I got from the key, I already have that. Just a moment. Okay, so what you need to do is, before you go to this particular activity, what you need to do is you have to say chmod 400, and you should give the name of the file, the key pair file. If you give this, what will happen is the permission of this file will be reduced. Why this is required? Because this file cannot be tampered with anybody. Okay, so the user also should not tamper it. If they tamper with it, then they can hack into the server. So they don't want that to be done. So this PEM and PPK file have to be reduced in their permission level. So in Windows there is a separate process you need to follow. In Linux it is just using chmod 400, and it will automatically reduce the permission. This is what you have to do. After this, what you can do is we can actually connect with we cannot still connect with the PSQL Postgres database from our local machine. There is a separate settings we need to do. What I'm planning to do in this video is I will let you know how to SSH to the actual server, to the Ubuntu Linux server. Okay, let us go back to the Internet Explorer once again. We can make our lives a bit easier. What we are going to do is we are going to the instances page, and in the instances page select this instance, and in the select the connect option, and in that come to SSH client. Okay, then click on this. So this button, this will actually help you to copy this entire command. Okay, and then come back to the terminal. Okay, go to the terminal and then you paste it. So this will expect that the Sunday pem.pm is in the same directory where you are working. So I am in the home directory, so this will work. So if I press enter, so it will ask me that what that I want to add this fingerprint to my SSH host. So I will say yes. I have to say yes, and after that I will be able to connect to Ubuntu. You see this, and let us go back here for a moment. Just a minute. If you go here, you see the instance 172.3.1.2.98, and come back to the terminal. You will see the 172.3.1.2.98. But the way we connected was different, right? So when we connected, we gave a different name, but after we connected, this got converted. This is because how the internal port forwarding and the private to public network, I forgot the address translation. Actually, there is a name. It is called as NAT in network address translation. So this network address translation happens internally in AWS. Okay, you don't need to worry about that. Now you can again do PSQL and H localhost. You are actually in the server, right? So you can use localhost. Okay, and then you can say U Postgres, and then you can you can press enter. So it will ask for the password. So you can give 1234 and press enter. You are again into the database. So you are into this database. Now you'll be wondering, okay, what is the benefit? You might be asking. So what is the benefit of being in this place in the browser, and what is the benefit of being in the terminal? See, when you are in the terminal, right, you don't need to actually open the browser and do a lot of stuff. All you need to know is that this particular command, this particular command will give you all the access that you need, and it will also be very light in weight. So these are the advantages of using from the terminal and connecting to the Ubuntu Linux server. So there you go, guys. So we have started at the very basic level, as I promised. So we have got the database server. Now the next step in the next video, what we are going to do is we will first of all ensure that the database can be connected from the outside world. Even though we have given the firewall connectivity, the ports has been opened, even then Postgres database server itself has some settings that you need to modify. After that, what you will do is we will connect the Postgres database that we have to Kaggle notebook, and we will push a huge amount of data to this server, and you will see there are some challenges in that, and you will be astonished that what a 1 GB server can do. Okay, so till then, guys, the most important point is, let me go back to the presentation. The most important point is that you practice. Okay, the point of getting this platform, going in this route of using the AWS, using the setting up the IAM account, setting up your own instance and Postgres, is so that you can practice the steps that has been provided till now. Okay, ensure that you can do it in matter of 3 to 4 minutes, because that is called as mastery. Okay, and then we will go to the next step where we will master the next level of moving the data. Okay, so till then, guys, practice, and if you like the content, do leave a like and do leave a comment if you have any questions. I will be trying to provide you the feedback, and subscribe to my channel for the next video notifications, and do share this video with others, guys, who are actually trying to learn. Everybody has to start to learn programming and trying to understand what is database and how to manage that. So do share it with others, and till the next video, guys, practice and have a great time. See you.